Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a poor girl who had no shoes. She went barefoot everywhere and would often feel sad looking at the shoes in the market, wishing that she too could own a pair. One day she was walking past an old woman's house when she noticed a strange sound coming from inside. It was a rhythmic thump, thump, like someone dancing. The girl peeked through a window and saw an old woman sitting in a rocking chair. But it wasn't the woman who was making the noise. On the floor by the fireplace, a pair of old shoes were moving all by themselves. They were brown leather shoes with buckles, and they seemed to be dancing. The girl couldn't believe what she was seeing, so she walked up to the door and knocked. "Excuse me," she said. "I heard some dancing shoes in here. Is everything okay?" The old woman stopped rocking and turned to the girl. "Oh, hello, dear," she said. "Don't be frightened. These are my magic dancing shoes, and yes, they are alive." "Can I try them on?" the girl asked. The old woman smiled. "Of course. If they choose you, they will dance for you." The girl slipped her feet into the shoes. At first, nothing happened. She wiggled her toes and tried to move her feet, but the shoes just sat there. Then she remembered the dancing she had seen inside. She began to tap her feet lightly, then a little harder, and soon she was tapping and shuffling just like the old woman had done. The moment the shoes felt the rhythm, they began to dance. They spun and leaped and twirled around the room, and the girl laughed with delight. She danced with the shoes for hours, and when she was tired, the old woman took them back. "Thank you for letting me dance with them," the girl said. "They're so beautiful. Why are you giving them to me?" "Because these shoes have no use for me anymore," the old woman said, "and it seems that you love to dance." The girl didn't want to accept such a precious gift, but the old woman insisted. "Please take them," she said. "It would make me very happy." The girl took the shoes home and kept them in her bedroom. Every day after that, she would practice dancing with them, and she got really good. The shoes would tap out rhythms on the floor, and she would follow along, moving and twirling until she was dizzy. She loved dancing more than anything else in the world. One day, the village was holding its annual festival, and there was going to be a dancing competition. The girl wanted to enter, but she was afraid. What if she didn't win? What if everyone laughed at her? But then she remembered the old woman's words. "If you love to dance, you will find your rhythm." The girl took a deep breath and went out to the festival. She put on her dancing shoes and stepped onto the platform. At first, she was very nervous. The audience was huge, and all eyes were on her. But then she started to dance. She moved her feet to the rhythm of the drums, and soon she was twirling and leaping around the platform. Everyone was amazed by her dancing, and she felt the joy that only comes from doing what you love. In the end, she didn't win the competition, but she didn't care. She had found her rhythm, and that was all that mattered. From that day on, the girl continued to dance. She traveled all over the country, sharing her gift with everyone she met. And wherever she went, people would clap and cheer and shout, "Dance, dance, dance." The girl never forgot the old woman who had given her the magic dancing shoes, and whenever she saw an old woman sitting by a fireplace, she would stop and dance for her, because she knew that the best gifts are the ones that keep on giving, like a good book, a kind word, or a pair of dancing shoes.